Downtown Cowan has stories to tell, like Franklin House, an 1880s hotel where people stayed who were traveling by train. And in the lobby of Franklin House, you can often find a resident with some stories to tell herself.
I was a sophomore in high school when I learned to knit.
Polly Caperton Hughes is always working on something for someone. She tells us one story about her brother.
I knitted Argyle socks for him when he was in the service, and I sent them to France, and that was during World War II.
And working on a little something for others just kept being part of Polly's story. It was several years after Polly had run a flower shop out of Franklin House in the 40s. Polly called a meeting with friends in downtown Nashville. She had this business idea.
I'm going to open a personnel agency. And they said, if you do, Polly, use your name. Polly Hughes Personnel Service.
See, this was the 60s. The number of women in the labor force was growing. Polly put her business in a building that was right here downtown.
60 Church. I placed women in office positions.
The employment rate for women was growing roughly 3% each year of the 60s. For a lot of Polly's clients, this was a first job.
Would send them out on an interview, and you couldn't wait until they called you to tell you if they got the job or not.
Polly continued her downtown business, placing women in jobs until 1983. She and her husband returned to Cowan. She ran an antique store out of Franklin House and has never stopped giving to people.
I've had a good life.
So maybe it's time to celebrate that.
This is my friend from 1946.
Way back.
Happy birthday.
You see, friends made over a lifetime are showing up to Franklin House as Polly turns 105.
That is true. Isn't that awful?
No, Polly, it's pretty great. With a special present is friend Diane Murray.
And it's very fitting for the day.
Okay. Oh my goodness, what's that? Isn't that? Look at that.
Diane has found an original Polly Hughes personnel matchbook. In the middle of a celebration, I asked Polly the most important lesson she's learned over these 105 years. It goes back to how she handled that downtown business.
To love people, I think, is the most important thing in life. Money isn't that. It's the love of people. This is just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I never dreamed anything like this would happen to me.